Well, traditionally, people who've built cities have seen it as something separate from nature, but we're part of nature, human nature, right? And we long, we're full of nature, and natural things are really good for us. So greening cities, lush, green, beautiful, healthy cities, that's the vision for the future. And it's going to help us survive into the 22nd century. How people live, how we communicate with each other, our health and happiness relies on our nature and nature around us. There's several drivers. There's the fact that obviously cities are heating up in the summer. We have these increased impacts from climate change, flooding, air quality as well, of course, is an issue. But I think also just nature is incredibly important to us, emotionally, spiritually as well. So the connection with nature and what it does for us and how we react to it is essential for us, and cities can really benefit from it. The great thing is there are thousands and thousands of people across Europe working in greening cities. It's not a secretive activity anymore, nature in the built environment in cities. So there are many drivers for it. It's good for business, of course, and it's good for health. It's also good for people and education and learning. But there are so many aspects to it. So people come from all kinds of different angles, but there's a great design challenge. I teach architecture, environmental design, and for students and for architects and for engineers, it's a design challenge to change the way that we think about designing our cities. The essential thing is the way that we think. That's what has to change. So how we relate to nature, not as something separate from what we do, that it's a part of our daily life. And that means also designing how we make cities, how we make buildings, bringing in vegetation so that we're full of biodiverse, beautiful cities full of nature that's good for us as well. I think there's lots of little steps, but the big step obviously is this fantastic conference. But no, there's lots of actions happening. But the thing that is driving it in Europe at the moment is things like the ecosystem services strategy, green infrastructure strategy, and that's something that cities across Europe are integrating into their practice. So we have cities like Krakow and Paris and London and Milan, and all places are looking at how we can integrate nature into cities and make them work better.